Generic greetings! In the previous episode, we had a little bit of a money issue, and when I say that, I mean we didn't actually have any money for a little while, but we resolved it by actually selling a little bit of our prison. As you can see, we sold 20% of our shares, which is a shame because I didn't want to do it, but, you know, needs must and all that, old boy. So we managed to start building this other cell block here, which, as you can see, I do need to force open that door, so we will lock open. I also spent a lot of time planning off this workshop thing here, as well as this section up the top. This is our other cell block. So what I want to do in this episode is firstly just run down and have a quick check of exactly what we've got inside the prison. The current state of the prison, and then sort a couple of things out. In fact, what I want to do first is actually go over to our policy, change the meal quantity and variety to medium, and then go up to, one second, I need to go up to regime and change this thing here. So we need to eat time there, which is fine. Then you got work lockup, and then it comes down, and then we need to have another sort of eat, and there we are. That should do it quite nicely. So back to the original schedule, because we changed this for doing one of the grants, which was the, I believe, I can't remember what it's called, inmate nutritional research or something there, inmate nutritional research, we got that one done. We're currently doing the reform through education initiative, which we'll never complete because nobody ever does, prison manufacturing facility, and the cell block C, which is just dandy. Now this is running on now version 2 properly, so we were running on the preview build, so you can actually see, when you go here, it says 26th of August, blah blah. 2 million players, etc, etc. It is now version 2, all officially done and completed. So that's pretty much Ivy done with the game. So that means that this is the last episode. We're just going to leave it there, and thanks very much for watching. No, we're not going to do that, obviously. We're going to continue building. However, I don't know exactly how long we'll go with this prison. I don't know if we're going to expand, but that's a question for the next, well, over the next couple of episodes, I guess. What I want to do is just run some electrical cable down to about there, and then probably put in some fencing, like the standard sort of fencing we have around the other places. Let's just do that preemptively because we know we're going to need to do it. So what I want to do this episode, as I said, is have a quick rundown of what we got, as well as alter a couple of things as well, because we do need some things added and changed. So and what we've got at the moment is a fairly robust prison, but it does have a couple of holes. As you can see, we've got a reception. They come in, and then they get searched, and then it'll come down to their cell box there. These cell boxes are all mixed. I know there's been several people ask me to actually change it so you can have medium, max, sec, and things out. No, we're having this as a mixed prison, which, as a lot of people have also pointed out, it's actually one of the most difficult to do. If you have a high-risk prison, you can just rule by force. If you have the other way around, so if you have a low-risk prison, then it's very easy because there's very little violence and things like that. If you have a mixed one, then you will get things like snitches, which I haven't actually checked for. So I'll just have a quick look. We'll go to intelligence and then to informants, and we can see that we have a gang member, which is interesting. How many gang members have we got? Just the one gang member. There we go. So they haven't actually taken anything over. And we do have a snitch, and some of the traits around here as well. But yes, the people have said that because you've got things like snitches and then volatile prisoners, then it's very, very difficult. You have to keep an eye on it, which, yes, we know, because people have died in this prison, sadly. What else have other people mentioned? I think that's about it. Anyway, so we've got a visitation, which is not yet complete, because this was originally going to be the sectioned off ones, which were sort of removed from the last build. I don't know why, but apparently they are now back in the game, and I don't know if that's the case. Yeah, visitor booths. Yeah, the visitor booths are now back in the game. They were originally, I don't know if there was a bug. I think they were sort of removed via bug. So, yeah, we're probably going to get rid of this metal detector, get rid of that wall, and then get rid of all of these visitor tables, and then put them back in. So we'll see how that one goes, but we might change that later on. I'm just going to speed up to max speed and let it crack on. You can see danger level is pretty much okay. There is some deterrence around the place because we do have some shotgun-toting guards around. What I want to do is actually go over to our patrols, armed patrols, and actually remove these armed patrols here. I don't want them patrolling anymore. What I will do, however, is have them sitting in the armory like so. I don't really want them around here. I don't want that suppression effect. I want people to start learning. What I do want to do, however, is go to our guard patrols and start altering some patrols and adding patrols in areas where we haven't got it, because obviously we did expand quite a while ago, and I just haven't altered the patrols, or rather I haven't added them in places where they perhaps should be. So we've added one in the common room there. We haven't got one in this area because it's not built yet, and it's a bit difficult for me to measure it off because I don't know where the walls are. Patrols are okay around here. This is where we haven't got a patrol, so we should probably resolve that. Now I believe it just goes around like so. Actually no, it's a little bit further down. As you can see, I'm just copying the design that's down the bottom there. And then it should be that job done. We've got a patrol. We haven't got one in the kitchen, which we should probably have because we do have people working in the kitchen. That's something that people have mentioned as well, so we'll get that sorted. Don't have any in the visitor tables, in the visitor areas, but I'm not going to do that. But I am going to use dogs for it. So we've got a dog that goes all the way around the bottom and a dog that goes across here. But we do want a dog that goes pretty much between the canteen and the... hang on, there we go. We're pretty much between the canteen and the visitation because it'll go up and down, and they sort of act like a metal detector in some senses, or rather, they detect things such as tobacco and such. But yeah, hopefully that'll work out. Maybe perhaps that is a little bit better. Add a little bit more patrol down to about there. There we are, a little bit less than the planned one there, and then obviously we do need to go to car patrols as well. Actually, no, it is a dog patrol. It is a dog patrol that goes all the way along to the end. Car patrols, dog patrols, and then it is pretty much... Is it from right at the end? It is not, and I don't know why, because it should be right at the end like that. It should be right at that corner up to there. So it is that end, all the way across to about there, and then back over to about here. There we go. Hang on, it'll come eventually, and there we go. Job done. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dog patrols, 7 in total. So we do need about 8 dogs, so that's fine. We can manage that. So if we just go over to our dog handler, we currently got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll have 10 in total. That's fine. We've only got 1 gardener and 2 janitors. Again, I think that should be about right. There's no real issue there. What I want to do is just go over to our quick build and then to cloning. And we need to start cloning the rest of this cell block here. So we will probably select from this bottom corner and we'll select that. Actually, we'll probably select that. That should probably do us. If you've already got sections in, it doesn't much matter because it will only build on the areas it can build, you see. So it's not as if you're like wasting money by placing extra sections. There we go. And we're just copying the entire cell block over, including this front bit here. Okay. So, 20 grand in the kitty, and once we've got these cells, we'll actually see our overall numbers are 35 for our current population, and it goes to a maximum of 64, but there's 4 shared capacity in that, and that's good. Slight problem, as always, we don't really have water, however, which we do need to resolve. So what I'm going to do is... did I run the cable the wrong way? No, I did run the cable the correct way. I'm going to run that cable down to there. I'm going to go to materials and to remove walls. Remove a section of wall there because, as you can see, there's a bit here where they can't get to, and that's because we are trying to put the boiler there and there's a wall all the way around, so that's not exactly possible for them. By the way, if I'm speaking a little bit quieter and perhaps not as energetically as I normally am, that's because it is quite early in the morning and I don't really want to wake up the neighbours by me shouting generic greetings in their face, but yes, quite thin walls. Anyway, the overall grid over here is starting to run a little bit hot, so perhaps it is best if I just expand that. I know it's going to cost a bit of money, which we don't really have, but you have to understand that we're going to be getting more prisoners. Speaking of getting more prisoners, we're going to go over to our intake, and we want to turn on the intake for all of the types of prisoners, and there we go. We have pretty much successfully alpha tested the entire thing. It works, so we are going to crack on with it. So we're going to allow the entire prison to act like the original plan, which is having a completely mixed risk prison. The reason why you would want to just bring in maximum is because, well, it gives you a lot of money, so maybe that's a good thing. However, to be honest with you, I don't really like the idea of the entire prison becoming high risk. That was never really the idea. And people have mentioned the centre here where we got the yard, and we haven't put our guard tower in, and yes, you are correct, we haven't put it in, and I don't really plan on putting it in yet. Now, the reason for that is because, as I said, we've got deterrence and suppression effects getting handed out. Sorry, not deterrence, just suppression effects, which is the people walking around with a shotgun, and that really does alter people's attention span. Your reform goes right down. Speaking of reform, let's have a quick look at prison grading. We've only got 8 prisoners released, so we can't alter that one. Either way, the sniper tower would do the same thing as that shotgun like armed guards, so we do need to. I really want to prioritize this, please, because they're putting all this stuff in and we can't power it. Yeah, so we do need to keep an eye on that. What I'll probably do is when I unlock them, because I haven't actually unlocked it through bureaucracy yet. No, $5,000. I still haven't unlocked it. Once we've got that, I can put the tower in, no problem. There's no issue with me putting the tower in, by the way. It's just having the guard. So we'll see what happens. Over to materials and then to concrete tiles and run a concrete tile all the way back there. Job done. Right. Just need to check on our deployment here and make sure that staff only. Some of these sections are staff only. That should be staff only. And all them should be staff only. I don't know why the kennel and armory is not staff only. It's a bit interesting. All the way around the back is staff only. These are fine. Visitation fine. Storage in this other area is not staff only, and I don't know why. And there we go. There's some things that did change, and I'm really not sure why it did that. Morgue should be staff only. That should be staff only. Weird that, isn't it? Most of the stuff that should have been staff only was actually removed. Anyway, so we've got, it looks like this getting pretty much sorted. We'll speed up to max speed and let them crack on. And we do need to, is that power stuff back in? Yes, it is. There we go. We do need to run some pipes, so we'll get onto that now. Yeah, the last update is officially now out. I mean, it's been a long time, I guess, since the game started. I think they said 5 years now of development, which is quite a long time. But we have to remember it was in early access for quite some time as well, or rather, it was on. I don't think it was early access. I think it was just alpha, wasn't it? It's like, you know, their own version before it came to Steam. I remember playing this not on Steam for quite some time. In fact, even when it came to Steam, I used to download the old clients and stuff like that. Don't know why, it's just how I did it. Right, how are we going to do this? We need to run some pipe work. We're just going to run, this is all the heating, you see, and then the heating will run from there. Okay, let's just hopefully connect all that up. So this should be a nice cell block. But yes, it's been a bit of a journey, hasn't it? From the original days of being able to, you know, put a couple of cells down and watch the prisoners go on. And we've got a problem. For a start, this wasn't in the game. A water pipe has burst and is flooding the area. Fix it before the damage becomes too severe. That's no problem at all. I will hopefully resolve this to your satisfaction as quickly as humanly possible, which is that and then that, and we've prioritized it. Speed up to max speed, and looks like there's some water going over the metal detectors. I don't know if that's going to cause an issue. I would assume it would, although, ooh, good grief, this is problematic. I have told them to, I have prioritized that. Don't know if you can see that. There is a priority thing there. It looks like the person is trying to come and fix it. There we go, and job done. So that didn't take too long. There we go. Anyway, resolved. We haven't done a full shakedown, by the way. We're going to be doing that in tonight's sleep time, probably. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Yes, so anyway, as I was saying, the alphas, it's come a long way since the very early builds where you could just get a couple of prisoners and wander around. I mean, just off the top of my head, the things they've added, you've got like all of the armory, you've got the dog patrols, you've got patrols in general. I don't even think that was in the game at the start. Workshops were just an area that you plonked down, and based on the square meterage, you would get money because of that. You have things like the policy, that's all been changed. What's this sec anyway? Search hair, cell, sec. I don't know what's sec. Oh right, right. Oh, that's right. If you well, I say that's right. I can't even remember seeing this. You can, when they attack, you can like reduce like up or down their security rating. So if you get murdered, then you get put into max like rating for the prison. Serious injury goes up. Attack staff will stay the same. Things like that. That's an interesting one. I can't even remember ever seeing that. Yeah. Right, and you also turn off quality ratings as well. Good grief. Yeah, all of that wasn't in the game. Grants, I think, were in the game, but there was only a few of them. In terms of the prisoners' needs, there was pretty much half of this. Literacy, spirituality, alcohol, drugs, clothing, freedom, I think. Oh, no, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the bottom here weren't in. Warmth certainly wasn't in. Environment, I don't think was in. Family, maybe was in. I'm not sure. It was mainly just, you know, the bladder bowels, things like that, entertainment and stuff that was in. So it's been an interesting one, and also the nursery, none of that was in. A lot of these arcade cabinets weren't in. Interestingly enough, the large televisions have always been in the game from day one, and they never did anything. The large televisions genuinely did not do anything at all. You just placed them, and they just sat there and did nothing. Pretty much like myself, to be honest with you. And eventually they were removed, and we haven't seen them for years. It's been several years until they actually were put back in the game, and now they function strangely like a TV should, which is you don't stand on them, they have like a projection effect, which is interesting. We've just got a parole early release, so we might even have a prison grading now. No, 9 prisoners there. Now, speaking of prison grading, I mentioned this parole here, and I said that I really wanted 2 paroles, and someone said, actually, well, you do have the space for it, and are they correct? 5 by 5. They are correct. Bloody hell's bells. Right, okay, we're going to change that then. So we're going to go to parole. We're going to dismantle this thing here. I want to change the rooms, we want to cancel all of that. We want to dismantle this door at the front and then actually go to our objects and then door, and then put a door either side of that, and then go over to materials, go to brick wall, actually brick that thing up like so, go back to rooms, type in parole, if you can spell it correctly. There we go, parole, and then put 1 and 2 parole in, because these have to be 5 by something. Go over to our visitor table, and we'll put in 2 visitor tables, 1 there, and then 1 there. In fact, I like the idea of being there. And now we have 2 parole. Job done. That really wasn't that difficult, was it? That was quite an easy task. Now we have 2 paroles, so we can easily go to, oh, by the way, it is night time, and I want to do a shakedown. I also want to go to staff and guards, and hire probably 6 more guards, see what happens, and we'll see exactly what we find as well. So we'll go over to our programs, reschedule all. I want to go down to our parole hearing, and we will start a couple of these now. So parole hearing, we will start all of these that we can. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to do this, so it doesn't really matter how many we put in. And because it doesn't, how many can we even? Can't put any more for some reason. Yeah, that's it. Just maxes out there. Workshop safety induction, lot interested. General education qualification, 1 is interested. Behavioural therapy, 4 in the queue. We could start that behavioural therapy if we really wanted to. I think that's it. That's about right. Yeah. And there we go. It's going to cost us a bit of money, which is why we are losing money. You can see that daily cash flow. But we are getting money in from releases, parole, I'm guessing, as well as just generally from the prisoners that we actually receive. But we got 20 grand, more than enough, really, to pretty much finish off this side as far as I can tell. Actually, is it enough money? I don't think it is enough money. We might have enough. Let's go to building brick. I'm going to put this thing in here. 10,000 plus a bit of change there, so we might not have enough money. I know last episode I did sort of dilly-dally a little bit and not get onto building much of anything right at the start, and that's because we were out of cash. But I really didn't want to sort of put money in artificially, and people actually said, well, we don't really mind if you do that, which is surprising, because most people do. Most people, oh, you pack money in the game, you're cheating. Well, speaking of cheats, that's now in the game as well. Cheating is now part of the game, essentially. You can, when you start a new, I can't show it on you in this one because you're doing it start a new prison, but essentially all of the developer like cheats and all of the essentially all of the tools that you use to test it, so all of the things like spawn this, spawn that, force prisoners to have certain needs, all of those debugging tools that they've shown you in the video several times, they're now available in this. You can actually, let me just lock that door open. No, we need to lock open, not just open. Yeah, you can actually use them now. You can use them and mess around with them and stuff. I'm not going to bother doing that, but you can mess around with them. It'd be an interesting one to do. I mean, I do have a couple of mods anyway that I use to do things. Let me just demolish walls. And I don't have much to demolish walls. That's in the game, obviously. But I have mods to, for example, spawn, give everybody a shotgun. That's one of the useful ones. That's like an emergency mode where you just go, everybody's got a shotgun now, and you just watch it kick off. It's really interesting to see. One thing I'm very happy with is that the 10 prisoners have the general foundation education course. 30% have actually done that. So we've got 3 prisoners done that. It also means that if we've got a general education qualification, we can start it, and it means that we do get one person interested. Now that does cost 500 a session, and there's only one person going on it, so it is a big waste of money essentially. Or if you look at it through, just do a full-on cost and benefit analysis, you could say, oh well, it's just a bit of waste of money. But that person is improving themselves, so that should be incentivized and encouraged. And also, if we get it done, we'll get some money as well. 40 grand, in fact, which is a nice chunk of change. And mainly, it'll be the first time I think that I've done that reform through education initiative. Let me have a sip of beverage. My mouth's a bit dry. Today's beverage is a nice cup of tea, because you have to have tea in the morning. Right, so it is currently springtime, which is good, which means it's warming up a bit. It is actually 8 degrees C. Speaking of temperature, we'll have a quick look at temperature, and we can see that there is decent heat around the place. The only place we haven't got it is in the common room, so perhaps we should alter that by going to objects and then pause it a second, going over to radiators, and we'll perhaps place a radiator. Well, we could place it right in the center here, and that would keep everybody warm, wouldn't it? I think that would be pretty much all we need. It wouldn't get to the ends, but it'll get far enough. Now, there was things I was going to put in here, like I think it was, these were going to phone booths. These were going to be phone booths, you see. So perhaps we could get I would like a radiator at either corner, but I don't think it's going to fit, and I'm certainly not going to be running a full-on separate a boiler system like around here. I'm going to be running it off this, so it'll go straight up, and then that's all we'll have, because I really do not want to be running more. Really want to be placing more boilers and other such like that. There's the arcade cabinets, as you can see. Pretty cool. Nobody really uses them. We've got a tunnel found over there, which will be a fake one, so there we go. Haven't yet found a tunnel, even though we have got this dog wandering around the back. In terms of our intelligence informants, we can see that we do have a... Oh, hang on. We have two... We've got 3 gang members now. We've got 2 red gang members and 1 green gang member. But if I check my informants, we don't have a gang leader, so I'm not really too worried. Just checking here, we got a deadly gang member. Confidential informant, a couple of other traits there, some that we don't know, strong and volatile, snitch over in the corner there, and nothing else that I can really see. So I'm not really too worried much about that. Like I say, I was looking for the old snitches. The centre here, we have a bit of a problem, because we're starting to get to a point now where we can feed all the prisoners, but we just can't seat them all, as far as I can tell. Oh no, I think we can seat them all. It's just a little bit tight in places. What's all this? They're all shouting for a big clothing need, which is interesting. The laundry does seem to be up and running. Everybody's in there. We'll just go to our deployment, and actually it's not in deployment, it's in logistics. Prison labour. It looks like all of this has been changed. I'm guessing what's happened... Let me just max all these out. I'm guessing what's happened is the latest update has cancelled all of the assignments for jobs, or rather it's just made it a little bit dodgy in places. So there we go. What else were people saying in the last comment? Oh yes, these things here, you can see this is room grading. It's a grading of 10, and the reason it's 10 is, well, because of everything's inside it, but also that I put a window right next to the shower. And someone said, did you put a window next to the shower? Yes I did. Why? Because I could. Didn't really see any major problem with it. I just went, I'm going to do it. Anyway, what do we need to do? We need to get more prisoners, because that gives us money, and we've currently only got 8 grand. So we're going to go over to quick build and to clone, and then we're going to clone from the top corner all the way down, like so, and then we'll put it in here, and then in here, and then unpause it, and then we'll continue going. So there, and then there. Insufficient fundage. Right. Okay. We're going to sell some shares. So, back over to cloning. I do need to check. Clone. Yes, we did get all that in. That's fine. Don't know if you can hear, but the arcade machine's making loads of noise. It's going like... Beep, 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 beep. Excellent. Right. So put all these in. Hang on, that seems wrong to me. Hang on, Derek. Hang on. Hang on. there's a problem here. Or is there? No. It's just I planned this section off wrong. Okay, that's fine. As long as I am aware of what the issue is. Just have a quick look. I think I planned it off wrong. Yes. Yes, it's just one of these was a little too big. That's all it was. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Panic over. So, yeah, we just planned off slightly wrong. Let me just check the deployment once more. And staff only. We can see that is staff only down the bottom. That's fine. These are all okay. Still haven't got all of these solitary areas here done. I know, but I don't really care. That's pretty much okay for the time being. But all the bottom row has been done here now for the common room. In the center, and why is that not centralized? It is centralized, but it's showing you the old planning rather than anything else. So speaking of planning, we're going to go to this and delete a lot of the planning there because we don't need to see any of that. Same as at the front here, and the front there, and the back there. Right. We just had some old guides and stuff that we don't really need, and especially when these guides were wrong on this side, so it's now resolved. Over to our utilities and then electrical cable. We're going to run that straight down from here over to the bottom. Same thing for the large water pipe, because obviously we do need to have a boiler that will go in here, like so. And then we'll run the small pipage in a moment's time. So, as you can see, prisoners are arriving, or will be arriving shortly. It looks like we've got a load of stuff sitting in the storage. And how many workmen do we have? We have 12 workmen. That's more than enough, I think. What I might have to do as well is probably buy some new doctors. Let's have a quick look at our programs 1 second. Pharmacological treatment of drug addiction is 12 in the queue, 19 finished. 13 passages, a 68% pass rate. That's quite good. That's quite high, in fact, for that. Don't really need to do another one. We could, but no. I think we'll leave it for now, mainly because it's pretty much bleeding me dry. Got a workshop safety induction, which would be nice to get. Now, if we do get a workshop safety induction, it means that we can start making money via that. Is that a good idea? I'm not entirely sure. What I'm trying to do is get this cell block C done, which is increase our prisoner capacity to 100. Well, we will be getting close to that now on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. With them and them. Yeah, we'll probably be about 100, but not for overall capacity. General capacity will probably be in the 80s. Oh well. Anyway, let's just go over to the tables, and what I want to do is just finish off this place here. It means that they don't have to wander around, and it doesn't really cost a great amount of money putting in tables and things like that. So here we go. All the way to the end, and there we go. There's the center all done. People have mentioned several times now that I haven't got like walkways and stuff. I haven't got all of these floorways put in. I have mentioned again from several times myself that I have not bothered doing it because it's essentially wasting money. This standard concrete floor, although it doesn't look great, it is high walk speed, so there's no reason for me to change it unless we just want to change the look, which, although I do want to do that, I don't really have the money to do it. I'm 17 grand. I'm losing 95 now, and that's obviously because we've just received some more prisoners. You can see they'll be, well, actually they're not on the back of the truck. They'll be turning up at some point. But because of the prisoners that we have, which is, let's have a quick look, we've got 19 minimum security, 19 normal security, 13 maximum security, 1 protective custody, no supermax, and no death row. We do want to just pause it for a second, go to our intelligence, over to informants, and have a quick look around and just see, well, first, gangs. We have not received any more gang members, which is good. We don't have any gang leaders as far as I can tell. There's some people with traits, which is okay, but nothing that I can see that is dangerous, or rather nothing that I'm going to worry about if someone's, for example, going to, they don't have a trait that will get them killed, which is always useful. So, what else do we need to do? Well, we get this area sorted here. We've got our other programs running. We haven't checked our needs. I remember back in the day, I know this is turning into a bit more of a, back in the day nostalgia sort of thing, but since version 2 is out, it's, appropriate, I guess. Or rather, it's like they're freshly done with it and stuff. Like the needs, originally the way you used to win the game, if that was any, if for the lack of a better term, the way that you win the game was to simply fulfill these needs, so bladder, bowel, sleep, food, etc. And even the violentest prisoner would be completely passive and totally submissive to whatever you did. You'd be like, okay, I'm gonna lock you up for 3 hours. Yeah, fine. I've got food in my belly and a roof over my head. I'm fine. I'm just totally fine. They would just zen the prisoners out completely. You wouldn't have to mess around with anything else, which was good to get it done, but also a bit too easy. Obviously now you do have to do a lot of different things. In terms of mothers, how many do we actually have? Does it really tell us? 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 prisoners here. Them arcade machines are really bloody loud. I wouldn't actually like to live next to an arcade. I mean, I live close to several arcades at one point. Looks like there's an OD going on over here, but the guards actually found the person. But not enough to hear that. I mean, look. Imagine trying to get the baby. Imagine trying to get the baby to sleep. And you can just hear Tetris or Asteroids or whatever the hell it's playing over in this corner. Nightmarish. Hell on earth, that entire thing. So, looks like the workers are still cracking on over this corner. I haven't ran any power or anything like that over this place, which is... Oh! We got a Featherstone. There we go. Yeah, we haven't ran any power or water or anything over this side, which is interesting. Let's have a quick look at the Featherstone here. So this is Lauren Featherstone, sentenced to 7 years for multiple crimes, including grievous bodily harm, perjury, and perjury. Got a husband, 21, so that's not the original Featherstone. We got 3 sons, a mother, and a father. So as you can see, we've got 4.1 years, 15 years served. Reputation is strong and fearless. We just got the lights on, which is now good. No grading as far as I can tell. Oh no, sorry, no experience as far as I can tell. It's of any note. Punishment is high. Reform is low. Easy programs, immediate programs, advanced programs, stay reform programs, and stay working. Security is high. Health is meh. It's fine. Essentially, I'm pretty sure they've just turned up there, so there's no real massive need. There is a massive need for hygiene, but that's because they only really have 1 forced shower time. And speaking of showers, we have not yet run any water in here, so we do need to sort that out. So let's just run some water, like so, and it's pretty much the same from here. There we go. And then water goes up to there, and then we have our hot water pipes, which are very similar. They go down. Because obviously if we don't get this done now, what will happen is the prisoners will start booting off because it is not warm. And I think that's about right. No, we do actually need to connect it to the boiler. Because that helps, if you actually connect it to the boiler. Shakedown time. We haven't done one in a couple of days, so we might as well crack on. So... we're gonna get another 3,900 in a moment. Let me just check my prisoners. 16 high risk, 22 normal risk, and then a little bit of low risk there. What I'm gonna do is go to intake and just turn off the mid-sec and the min-sec because I want to get myself some max, mainly for the cash. To be honest with you, it'll give us 7 grand, and also I'm interested to see if we get any gang leaders in, because that'll start making things a little bit more complicated for us. Shakedown is underway. We're finding knives and stuff. I haven't really checked exactly where these things are coming from, but most of them will be smuggled in. Some will be smuggled in. Most of them will be flung over the wall. In fact, there's loads of smuggled there. Loads of smuggled. Loads of smuggled. And you know what? I'm very surprised. I'm very, very surprised indeed, because... hang on. There's one that's been flung over the wall. No. That was brought in. That was... thrown in. You know what? I thought what would probably happen is most of the stuff would be thrown in because we are right next to the wall all the way around here, and there's nothing I can do about it. I just hadn't planned a big gap all the way around. I thought, honestly, most of it would be flung in, but no, it's smuggled. So what I might do, or what I will be doing, is removing these visitor tables and putting in the closer ones, the booths, because they're much, much better. So, yes, we'll probably do that one. Let me force this door open, because as you can see, we've got a little bit of an issue with the with the people trying to get places, and because we're doing this shakedown here, the guards are too busy actually doing that. Let me just have a quick... hang on, is it turned up? They have not? Yes, they have turned up. Okay, so we've got more prisoners. We're going to go to intelligence informants. Skilled fighter gang member, strong and fearless. Quick, unknown, tough and fearless. 3 members of the red gang, 1 member of the green gang. Not yet any leaders, and no one blue. Oh, we've got a bit of violence going on here. What's happening here? We've got unknown traits for this person. Okay, so this person... Adlin Ranger, prison number 600188, 38, sentenced to 8 years for assault, is now injured. This person is not unconscious. So, let's try and work this out. Currently, as far as I can tell, there is a couple of people here. Actually, this is not as easy as I thought. We've got quick and strong there. Let's unpause just for a second to get the people moved. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3 people, 4 people involved here. So, this person, Alyssa Cantlaw, has attacked staff and prisoner, right? This person, also the same thing. Attack staff and prisoner. This one, probably the same thing, and this one here. Volatile, no traits. So, we've got 2 unknown traits here. The chances are that this person is a snitch, and we don't know about it. That's problematic. But it could be the other one. Unknown reputations, you see. So it could be either of these. I don't think the volatile prisoners would just attack anyone, although they have, once someone was damaged without a trait. But that could just be because of the gang up bonus, because they're a high risk prisoner. Because if there's a fight, they might just gang up and stuff. It can happen. So, for a start off, I didn't run this water cable correctly. Water cable, hang on, water pipe. Speaking of that, we need to... Hang on, why are these not connected? Oh, we haven't finished off, that's why. Right, that's that sorted. Yeah, so we're going to have to check them. We're going to have to keep an eye on the needs in them and the reputation and stuff. See exactly what they are. Haven't got any phone taps, which we do need to get in. Let's have a quick look at each of these. I don't know why it doesn't show the rap sheet automatically, which is a little bit annoying. They're doing pharmacological treatment of drug addiction. Found drugs, attack staff, all the things there. So we need to just check. This person, recruit informant. Can't recruit informant. I'm just going to go around and recruit all the informants that we can. Caitlin Lacey. We've seen her before. We'll have to keep an eye on them. Looks like that just bleeped as well when they went through. I think, is that a face in game? Sure that was a face in game. But I haven't seen... I didn't know that... Well, I assumed there was female face in game. I just haven't seen them before. Oh no, it's just standard portrait. I don't know, it just sort of like stood out as I was going along. Right, anyway, so I think we're going to leave it there. There is a nice bit of building. 2 extra cell blocks completed. We've got a little bit added in the centre and a lot of planning sorted out, as well as just general good progression. Next episode, what I want to do is get this workshop done. That's the priority. Get the workshop done, get people training in it, get people working and making money for us, because then we can spend that money on building this thing up the top, which is essentially the rest of the prison. Also, we will probably start adding some more pathways in places, because people do need to do that. Actually, no, they don't need to walk around the corner, so we might not even add the pathways there, but we will add pathways in places where we should really get them in, and just generally, hopefully, crack on towards winning the game. And that's still out. It's not alpha game as alpha, but the line still goes over the edge. So mark against IV there. Obviously, just game's garbage, just literally unplayable if that goes off the end there. Oh dear, oh dear. As always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.